it's interesting having a twin. It's hard to say we were having competition because we're very similar. We're very similar in what we like. We were very similar in our academic abilities. So she did a little better than me. But when in the school roster, she was always like, there was a kid who was actually number one in a lot of things, and we were like 2 and 3. So we didn't compete in the sense of whether who did better than the other, but it was there was always somebody else that you could turn to. So if you were in a playground and nobody wanted to play with you, there's always somebody else. So that was a very big plus. And it's interesting. I remember if she was ill and couldn't go to school, that was pretty lonely. Because now I had to go to school by myself, and we did have some friends at school, but not very many, and not as close as each other. So there are pluses and minuses in that. There is always somebody you can bounce things off that you can completely trust. So that's always a good thing. And it's interesting. I go to meetings now, and I'm not great at remembering names. So when you see a lot of people, it's hard to remember what was your background of whether you met them or not sometimes. So I have people who come up to me and say, "Oh, how are you?" And I'm thinking, okay, do I not remember them, or have I never met them? And they think I'm my sister. So sometimes that can be awkward. And it's sometimes awkward when you have talk to somebody and you realize that they think you're somebody else, and then you've already got into a conversation. Now you don't know, should you say something because you're going to embarrass them, having that they've been talking to you for several minutes. And so there are awkward moments having a twin also. But on the whole, I think it's a great asset to life to have a twin.